guys, it's Erica, and today I wanted to do my March setup. Well, not actually do my March setup. It's already set up, but I wanted to show you my March setup and then do a recap of January and February because I don't think I did a recap for January when I did my February video because it was so long. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to film my March setup, but I was having such a tough time at work that I really needed to decompress one day, which meant I just wanted to fill out my planner and I couldn't film at the time that I wanted to film my planner, so I ended up doing it off camera and I apologize for that. But I really had a really rough week at work that I just really needed to sit down and plan, which meant I didn't get to film it. But I do want to show you how I set it up and what I decided to do for this month and share it with you guys. And everybody voted on my Instagram story saying that you guys wanted to see it, so here it is. Woo! Okay, so March is my husband's birthday month. His birthday is on Monday. I am filming this on Saturday. And so I decided to go with a blue color. This is the mild liner in Smoke Blue. So this is like the recurring theme for this month. And then I used my favorite Pigma Micron PN pen. It is the plastic nib tip pen. So I absolutely love this pen for my bullet journal. It doesn't smear and it creates really clean lines, and I just really like how it draws everything. And then these are the things that I use to create all of my templates. Both of these stencils are Ink by Jang, and this is essentially, this allows you to create columns and rows. And so what it does is, for instance, like I wanted 4 columns, and so I picked this guy. I was like, okay, 4 columns, 9 squares each, and then you just kind of line up the holes and it'll tell you where you want to create your lines to create your columns. And then same thing, I wanted 3 sections here, so then I had to find, like, okay, this is probably the closest thing that'll fit on this page before going into the other page. So then you start here, here, and here, and it's times 8, so it tells you how many squares. So I love this little stencil. There's an Ink by Jang. She has a standalone website and an Etsy. Her standalone tends to be out of stock on this, so I bought it on Etsy. And then this is what I use to create my checklist boxes. And last month I used the circles. And then if you want to do hydrate, she does have like a little hydrate. And then if you do like weather, there's like a cloud and a circle for a sun, and then you have like a GPS and a camera, so you can do multiple things. And there's like a pill and triangles, so you can use these boxes for a lot of different things. I mostly just use the checklists and then this guy to measure out all my columns. And then of course I have a ruler. I do have my T-square, which I do use my T-square, but then I got this guy on jet pens and I actually like it better because it's smaller and I can carry it around and keep it in my planner. Also, it has this material on the back, and it doesn't feel like much of anything, but it's actually to prevent your ruler from skidding. So when you put pressure down on it, it doesn't move around. My T-square will shift around a lot, but this has like a skid-proof backing. So if once you put pressure down, it stays where you want it to stay. So I love that. I think this was like $2 on jet pens, and it's a clear acrylic ruler. It's one of their most popular things, so it's pretty easy to find. So anyway, this is my March setup. So I decided, instead of doing a calendar view like the regular like rows and columns, I decided to do a list of 31 days, and then I highlighted where the weekends were, and then I have a column that says work from home because I want to see how often I actually work from home versus going into the office, because I really don't know. Like, I want to say it's like 60-40, like I work more from home than I do in the office, but I want to really see if that's the case, and so I'm going to use this as a tracker. And then I did the opposite. My habits have all been in columns and rows for the last 2 months, but this time I'm doing little mini calendars for each individual habit, and I did add 2 extra habits. So the ones I had before are up at 6:30, tidy 15 minutes a day, dishes, cook, eat out, Gabby toothbrush, floss, bed at 10 p.m., sleep, and then the new two categories are make bed and no spend. And then everything's going to be colored in with blue with the exception of the sleep, because the sleep actually has like a color code to show like if I'm sleeping very well or not. And then my first week spread starts next week because this week is actually part of February. So this is my husband's birthday week, and I decided I really like horizontal and vertical spreads, so everything's going to be alternating between horizontal and vertical. So this is the first horizontal spread. So I've got the 7 days of the week, and then I have my month, to-dos, and dinners, and then just a little decorative border since I had extra space. And then I put the numbers on the side, and then I put all the days all on the left-hand side. And then, like I said, I used the ruler to split it up, so they're 9 squares tall. Then the following day, it looks horizontal to the naked eye, but if you notice, this is sideways because I'm actually going to use this vertically, which I saw this on Mari Plans a List, who is the person that I felt inspiration to start a bullet journal. My coworker actually is the official person to like get me like interested, but Mari is the one who sold me on it, who was like, you can use a bullet journal for anything. And I saw that she does vertical planning, but when her notebook is like turned, so she turns it 90 degrees and she creates these horizontal lines, but she uses it as a vertical. So I have my Monday through Sunday, and then I have my month, my to-do, and my dinners. And then again, I had extra, so I did the decorative border up top. And then I did like this little like banner style header, which I thought was super unique. I saw somebody on Instagram do that, so I was like, I'm gonna try that out. Then the next week again, I did horizontal, but I did it a little different. The first time I have them all on the left-hand side. This time I have them alternating in blocks, and then I also have a little section to split off like important things for each day. So like if anything that's major or appointments, I put them in the little sidebars, and then my to-do list will go in this section. And then again, my main three, my calendar, to-dos, and dinner. And I realized I did not put a to-do checklist. Do you guys hear Penny? She's over to this side. She's literally right next to me eating Cheerios and like chewing on my markers. It's cute. It's cute. I promise it's cute. Okay. So I love these stencils, by the way. They're fantastic. Okay. So there's my to-do and my dinners. Then the last week is totally new. Like I've never tried this before. I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. They did like this really pretty picture up here and did something super fancy, but I'm like not that fancy. So I just did my normal 3, my month, to do, dinner, and then I added a quote because there was just this big blank spot and I'm like, what am I gonna do here? And since spring starts at the end of March, and spring is my favorite season, I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a spring quote. So I did where flowers bloom, so does hope, and then I did a little sketch, and then it's a Lady Bird Johnson quote that I found on Google. And so that is it for my March setup. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos, because I find it's going to be really hard for me to film actual setups, but I can actually like sit down and walk through this because this takes a lot less time than actually filling it out, because actually filling out a month takes like 2 hours time to sketch it out in pencil, to make sure it's all good and great, and then to actually go in with pen and marker takes more time. So like it takes 2 to 3 hours to set these up, and so that's why it takes so long to film. But for me to like explain what I did only takes like 10 minutes. So let me know if you guys want to continue seeing these little like how I set it up videos, and I'll continue to do them. I'll do it again from April. But let's do just a quick recap of January and February so you guys can see like how things have changed. So regular month, side-by-side dates, my habits with markers, my first spread with stickers, my first non-stickery spread. I mean, there are some stickers in here, but I chose to do horizontal. Then the following week I did vertical, and then some extra space at the bottom. Then I did quads, which I really do like the quads as well, so I might bring back the quads in April. This was probably my least favorite spread. I split up a column and then horizontal, but I found it was super wasteful, and as you can see, it's really, really busy. I felt I didn't have enough space. Then this one I also did not love. I decided to split everything into like 6 sections per page, and it was just too much. Too overwhelming, not enough space. Won't do that again. Then I have some extra stuff, extra pages, and then I've got my February. Again, another regular monthly spread, but individual boxes this time. And again, I did the vertical columns for the habit trackers, which you guys can see I kind of didn't finish it. Then I went with the horizontal, but this time I did boxes. This month I really went with the boxes. Oh my goodness, Penny is pulling on the lights. I apologize, guys. Then I did vertical the following week. I think this was a little overkill. I definitely won't do the markers again. I feel like it was just too much. It's a little too busy for me. But I do like the style of the boxes, so we'll definitely do this again. And then I went back to horizontal, and this is how I figured out how I like the little sidebar with the highlights and then the checklists, highlights, checklists. I like that style. So I'll definitely continue with this style of horizontal planning and just change the style of it, like the little headers and stuff, like I did with March. And then this is actually this week. Today is Saturday that I'm filming this, and I do love the quads, so I will definitely bring back quads. Obviously I didn't bring it back for March, but I will probably bring it back for April. So that is it as my quick recap, and then I do have some extra pages in between February and March. I do have my life in Polaroids, and then I have my kid schedule, then I have like an overall travel reference checklist, I have a brain dump page, I have a stencil page, and then I started some budget planning, and then we went straight into March. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and of course hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more setup videos like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.